Hi, and thanks for joining me today. So, I recently shopped the Tonic Studios Vault sale that was earlier this year, and I've never purchased any of their Designer's Choice die sets. I always like how they do their unboxings, and they always look really awesome, but for whatever reason, I just don't often see myself kind of using it, and it doesn't have quite the same appeal to me as their monthly craft kit does. So I've actually never tried them before, but when they opened up their vault this time, they had quite a few of their Designer's Choice die sets available for sale and at a slight discount. So I thought this would be a good time to pick out a couple and see how I like it. And I don't know if this is still any good. It was packaged with the Designer's Choice #1, which also came with this pretty neat little Tonic Studios keychain. It actually says Designer's Choice on it. It's super cute. And they do sell the A5 binder that you can store these in because they're conveniently already in sleeves, and I like how Tonic Studios does this where they really kind of think about your storage solution for you, and these will fit in the craft kit binders that occasionally come, so these will fit in here just fine too. So I might I had been eyeing the binder, but I might just sacrifice one of these and store my these die sets in there. So this first one, I just printed out a little label because they don't come labeled with the actual name of the set. So this was their first one apparently, and it's Dragonfly Easel. I've really been getting into dragonflies lately because you see butterflies all the time, but you don't always get dragonflies. And I actually just picked out another die set that was a dragonfly die set from Tonic, which is really super cute. I think it's one of their kind of edgeable style die sets. But this does still come with some butterflies, so you do get 3 little butterflies, which I feel like it would have been nice if they had given us more dragonflies, just on a smaller scale or different style, because it is about the dragonfly after all. So I feel like at this point I have butterflies galore, but don't often have dragonflies. But this set in particular is designed so that you can easily create an easel card. So this will give you kind of a shaped card base down here, and it is about almost 5 inches wide, and not too tall. So this is about 3 inches. So not your standard size card, but I think it's gonna look far from standard because it's got this nice shape, and you'll have the nice butterfly that stands up as an easel. So that's really cool. So this has the outline that will be kind of the front of your card, and then this is the base and the little flap. So you even get the little glue tab and some score lines for creating your easel. And then we've got some sentiments. So just for you, verso. No, this cuts out the whole thing, but you also get a separate outline. So that's kind of cool. So you have just for you and with love, and then this kind of looks almost like a snowflake, but they're sort of that mandala. That's what they remind me of. Whether they're intended to be or not, I'm not sure. But you could think of them as snowflakes or flowers. They kind of mimic the flowers that are in this pattern down here. So really fun set. I'm looking forward to using that. Then I have Designer's Choice #2. This is damask strips, and this one is a lot of metal. This is 4 inches wide, which is perfect for an A2 size card. So you can, if your card is landscape, you can tile these up that way. And this all of these is about just over 5 1/4. So really this is kind of perfect for an A2 size card, which is 4¼ by 5½. So these will work really well. And they don't have those dimensions in the product description for this, but I knew that this was on an A5 sheet, and so I kind of figured, because half of an A5 is basically your A2, US A2 card. So I figured this would work really well, and I'm glad it does. So then in the center here, you can put your focal image. So they've got a butterfly, but then they also have some sentiments. So this is for you. This says thank you, and it also has a it's kind of, is this a separate? Yeah, it has a separate outer die. So this, I'm guessing, is the same size. Yeah. So this circle die is the same size as that circle. So if you wanted to kind of cut out little badges. Yeah, I think it'll work on the scalloped one too. So that's nice. Makes it super versatile, and basic shapes are always nice to have. And then you have With Love it with the scalloped edge. This is a nice size butterfly. It's gotta be at least 2 inches. So yeah, almost 2¼ by just about 2¼ And then this is really nice too. It's a nice kind of a corner piece that would be, I think, really nice to include on mini album pages, just as an extra little touch. So almost 4 by almost 4, so like 3 7/8. So that's a really nice size too. Yeah, so I kind of see these as just really nice ways to kind of just add that nice finishing touch to the background of a card. And I've been getting a little bit more into including like an embossed panel as the background of my card, as opposed to just using just plain, cardstock for my mats and layers. Taking that extra step to emboss it and give it that extra little bit of texture, the extra bit of pattern. It can still be subtle, especially if you're doing a lot of tone on tone work, but at the same time it preserves some of your negative space while still providing a little bit of interest and making the card seem not so flat. And here's an example of kind of one of the cards that I just finished. Here's 2 examples actually. So these were from the cards that I made from kit 39, and here I used a 3D embossing panel, and it's just white on white, so I still have that white space, but if it were just plain flat white panel, then it almost would look like it was just unfinished. But being white on white and just having that very subtle, well, this is a 3D embossing plate, so there's like embossing folder. So there's some parts where the embossing is just really, stands up and is really gorgeous. And the other parts where it's a little flatter and more subtle. But that's the beauty of it, is that there's interest there, but it's not really competing with the main things that are going on in the card. And so I feel like panels like these are going to provide a very similar effect. And in fact, with craft kit number 38, I did something similar with one of the panels where I just did a repeating die cut across the entire panel, and that gave me an interesting look too. So this is kind of similar, where if you don't have an embossing panel, I just took a white piece of cardstock and I just scored some lines down. So you can score your own patterns and into your card, and that's, again, just gives it very subtle, interest, and it just makes it fills the space, but at the same time it preserves kind of that negative space, if that makes sense. So I've been getting into that a lot, and that's why I am looking forward to using these. I think they'll just become a staple. And then the sentiments are really great too. They're just really basic everyday ones that are going to be super useful. So I think this will be a nice set to have in my stash, and can never have too many butterflies. Okay, so number 3 is Lovebird's box, and I'm gonna have to make this box just to see how I really feel about the box itself, because looking at the photos, the shape of the top of the box looked a little bit odd to me. But I think I'm gonna have to just see it in person to really have an opinion about that. So I'll reserve judgment. But I did buy it anyways, even though I was a little bit on the fence about the style of the box, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of basic shapes that are great to work with here. So, you know, you've got the pentagon in 2 different sizes, triangles in 2 different sizes, you've got the square in 2 different sizes, and then little, this is like a little debossing plate, and fun little decorative elements, and the hearts elements are really cool. I already finished my Valentine's Day cards, but otherwise this would have been great for that, and maybe next year I'll feature this in my Valentine's Day cards. But there's also some sentiments here too, so they're a little bit hard to read though, so I can't quite make either of these out. So yeah, but this one I was kind of on the fence of, but that probably means I'll probably use it first, just to satisfy my curiosity about, you know, how I feel about the box shape. But in any case, I love all of the decorative elements, so even if I don't ever use it as a box, I think it's going to be well worth it for the decorative elements in there. And then this is designer's choice number 4, just for you, Trifold. And so you have 3 different panels that, when you assemble them, kind of give you a trifold card. So this is about 4 1/8 wide by 5 3/8. So you could, this panel right here, you could actually die cut out this panel and put it onto a standard A2 size, because it's just shy. It's 1/8 all around shy of a A2 size card. But otherwise, you can just use it as is, as it's intended. So this first flap says just, and then the next flap will say for, and then the third flap says you. And these flaps have little glue tabs on them, so you can kind of glue those panels together, and you'll be able to read the full sentiment and then open up the panels. So I think that'll be really fun. It's not that these are super hard to create on your own, but it is nice to have this kind of decorative edge where the word is your edge. And you do get other die cut sentiments as well. So you get to say, so just to say, just because, with love, and married. So you can do just married. So cute, like really, really useful kind of a concept sort of card that you can put together. And then you get tons and tons of these little dies just to really fill out the rest of your card. So you got leaves, flowers, so same shape, different sizes, so you can maybe kind of 3D those up a little bit, little flourishes, tiny leaf, so really, really pretty. This is a little, oh, this is cute. So it's kind of like a bow with a little heart suspended. There might be, I should take this out. It looks like there's another sentiment. Oh yeah. So this is a note, so just a note. So a lot of different sentiments that you can put together. So if you use all three, you get just for you. You could do just a note, just married, just because, with love. Just with love? I'm not sure about the with love, but I like using with love a lot anyways. So I don't know that it goes with just. Would you say that? Just with love? I don't know. But lots of little fun decorative dies to go along with it. So those are the 4 that I got. They did have others that they made available for sale, and I do always look at the monthly release, but or preview of the monthly Designer's Choice sets, but I haven't ever pulled the trigger on them. I feel like you get more value for money from the craft kit, because basically you're getting in the craft kits a set of dies that will fill an A5 sheet like this as well. But then on top of that, you get stamps, and you get all the Nuva products, and you get the Craft Perfect products, and it's all nicely themed, and so it's so easy to just start crafting with them. Whereas these, they are at a lower price point than the craft kit, but it is just the die set, and you do have to kind of bring more to the table, I guess, when you sit to use it, which isn't a bad thing, but I like the help of having, some pre-chosen colors and themes to work with. So thanks for joining me for this quick little haul video. I don't know that I'll necessarily flip these die sets, but I'll definitely use them and try to use them in ways other than how they were designed. So for the easel card, I'll try to use it in a non-easel card, and for the box, I'll try to use it for some card making and not just a box. And similarly, the Trifold, I'll try to find ways to use it outside of creating that specific style card. So thanks again for joining me. When I get around to using these, I'll be sure to link to those videos in this one. Hope you're all doing well, happy crafting, and have a fantastic day. Bye.